Hey guys, what's up? We are back, and we are back with another video, and Joey is eating an orange.
Yeah.
No, I'm not restarting the video. Okay. What? What'd you say? What? Okay, come on. He's got butt in his throat.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so this is scary TikToks that keep me up all night. This is Fat Pooh Bear. Look at this man's defined jawline. Chin.
Full screen.
Okay, full screen it is.
Part 1. In this video, a woman films herself talking to a man in a Target store. It's unclear what they're talking about, but then the woman points the camera at him and asks if he remembers talking to her before. The man instantly starts running out of the Target.
Stop that guy! Call the cops! Call the cops on him! Call the cops!
The woman chases him out yelling for people to stop him and call the police. She chases him all the way out to the parking lot and he gets in his car and leaves. The woman said that she had seen the man in the Target before, and he had asked her super inappropriate questions that made her feel very uncomfortable.
That was what was going through my head, was just I had to get his face, I had to get something on him to put him out there and catch this guy.
Scariest moments caught on camera PT.11.
Tell me what's wrong. What's wrong?
Dude, substance or possessed, either way the residents don't want her inside.
Jesus. Oh my Jesus. Joey Cassandra, like a I don't know how to say it, but I can go to our room.
She's trying to get in. She's like throwing herself at the window. The woman continues to react outside their window, while one of the women inside takes the opportunity to close it shut. What is she doing?
Do you see your arms?
Dude, that is scary.
This is definitely gonna keep me up all night.
I'm not sure what's troubling this woman, but I hope she gets the help she needs because this is very scary to witness. Yes.
Terrifying things found deep in the woods. This footage shows two dirt bike riders riding on a remote path in the woods on the 15th of September 2017. As they ride their dirt bikes further through the woods, they then come across every dirt bike rider's worst nightmare. Tied up to trees, there was a deadly steel cable trap which they almost ran into at full speed. A steel cable trap is an
Cut off their head.
extremely dangerous trap where someone ties a sharp wire around two trees that blocks the path of mountain bikers and dirt bikers. These traps could easily be fatal and seriously injure people, but thankfully they stopped just in time.
This man claims his psychiatrist controlled and took over his life for 30 years. This is the Shrink Next Door case. In 1981 in New York, Marty Markowitz was having a hard time. He was grieving the loss of his parents and having problems with his family business. Marty was a millionaire and financially well off, but was just really lost. He heard about a psychiatrist named Dr. Isaac Ike Hirschkopf, who was rumored to have a direct and unconventional approach with his clients. He was well known as a celebrity doctor and would flaunt his relationships with well-known people like Gwyneth Paltrow and him. Yuck. Marty began seeing the doctor and he really helped him at first, but then things took a strange turn. The doctor began inserting himself into Marty's life. He convinced Marty to give him control over his finances.
Wait, do you see
Marty
that
would
thing
run
right there?
errands for him. The doctor alienated him
that?
from his sister, pictured here, by telling him that he couldn't trust her. It even got to the point where the doctor moved into Marty's Hamptons home and pretended it was his own. The doctor would host parties there and then force Marty to serve the guests as part of the catering staff. He essentially became the doctor's handyman and assistant while paying him. A neighbor of the Hamptons home, journalist Joe Nocera,
He
assumed
paid
that
him.
Dr. Ike owned the home and Marty was just a groundskeeper. Joe began investigating and realized that this was one twisted ordeal.
Yeah,
Marty
that's
said,
twisted.
quote, he didn't let me have a girlfriend. I would go on a date and he'd call
That's
her a gold
definitely
digger. He would say,
scary.
everyone is out to get you. I'm going to protect you. And I was stupid enough to buy it.
We're
The
not gonna
doctor
watch it?
persuaded Marty to
No.
rewrite his will and leave his entire estate to him and installed himself as the president of Markowitz's company.
Why are you rewatching
And
this
this
at night?
continued on for
Why
30
are we watching this at
years.
night?
It wasn't until
bad idea.
2010 when Marty went in for a medical procedure. Afterwards, he noticed that Dr. Ike didn't check on him or visit. And he finally began questioning the relationship. The doctor knew Marty truly didn't have anyone else in his life, and Marty realized that this entire relationship was a fraud. After realizing he was, quote, living a lie, Marty cut off ties with the doctor and later found out that Dr. Ike had done this to multiple other patients over the years. He was ultimately ordered to surrender his license. Marty's story became the center of podcasts and eventually was adapted into the Apple TV drama The Shrink Next Door with Will Ferrell and Paul Rudd. For a doctor to take advantage of someone that's coming to them for help is really disgusting.
Yeah, that's
But
terrifying.
Marty is now free of the doctor and is enjoying time with a new girlfriend. What are your thoughts on this case?
No.
Russia found a sea monster in Antarctica. In 1974, Russian scientists at the Vostok Research Output Station discovered that there was actually a subglacial lake 2 miles beneath them, but it wasn't until 30 years later when they finally breached the ice. The first team of divers that explored the lake encountered a 33-foot-long, 14-tentacle squid that released a toxin into the water to immobilize 3 members of the expedition team, eventually killing them. They then came back with backup, and the scientists were able to then cage the creature. But when they returned to the surface, the creature, whose name is now Organism 46B, was actually seized by the Russian officials, and the team was told to keep this quiet. To this day, nobody has any idea where Organism
How does he know?
46B is, but rumor has it the creature is being experimented on to become a weapon for the Russian military.
Today I'm going to be talking about the chilling disappearance of Evelyn Hartley. On October 23, 1953, Evelyn went to babysit the 20-month-old Avigo Rasmussen. Now, every time Evelyn had a babysitting job, her dad would have her call and check in.
Wait, didn't
This
the book just
particular night,
fall?
her dad wanted her to call at 8:30 exactly.
Did you do
And when she didn't
No.
call, he got concerned. So he
I
tried
have it
calling
all
the
the
house,
time.
and there was
Honestly, it just
no
makes it
response.
loosey all
So he
over.
waited a little bit
Hang on.
longer, and when he still hadn't heard from her, he decided that he was going to go to the house. Now when he arrived and knocked on the door, there was no answer, despite lights being on and he could hear the radio. So he tried again, this time knocking more furiously, hoping that somebody would answer the door. But still, no answer.
She looks pretty.
Concerned why his daughter would not be answering the
Joey
door,
has a
he
crush on
decided to
her.
try and find another way
Yes, I
in.
do.
He checked all doors leading inside, and
She's pretty
everything
hot.
was locked, until he
So is
came
that
across the
Sniper
basement
Wolf?
window,
Yep,
which the
Joey
screen
likes
was
That's a
off and it was
Sniper
sitting open. So he climbed in through that way, only to notice that
SS
there had been a
Sniper Wolf,
ladder
can you
set
please
up
watch
against the
this?
window on the inside,
I want you to
so
know
somebody
me.
could get in and out.
Please, I watch
Once
your
inside the
videos all
house,
the
he decided
time.
to investigate. In the living room, furniture was moved around, Evelyn's books were all over the place, but still nobody was there.
That's
While
scary.
investigating, he realized that every single door inside the house was locked. And thankfully, he came across the 20-month-old safely sleeping in her crib. Extremely concerned on his daughter's whereabouts, he immediately called the police. Once they arrived, they located her shoes in 2 different rooms, her broken glasses, as well as blood. Absolutely no possessions were missing.
What
the
happened
only
to
thing
her
missing
eyebrows?
was Evelyn. When they did a
Brows
perimeter
sound-
search, they found more blood outside, as well as a bloody handprint on a nearby garage. So they brought in some bloodhounds, which traced the blood a couple blocks away. And they theorized that she had been placed into a car and driven away wherever they were taking her. A couple days later, a resident called the police and told them that they had seen a car speeding away from that area. He had seen one man in the front seat, a man in the back seat, and a girl in the back seat leaning against the window. This led to a massive search of everybody looking for Evelyn. Police started checking cars in the town. They printed out 40,000 My Car Is Okay stickers. So once they checked somebody's back
What kind
seat
of car
and
was
trunk,
it?
they
What
would put
was
a
the
sticker on
license
their
plate?
car.
What
Several
the
days later,
heck?
various clothing items were found around the town. and
what
some
do
of
the
them were
people
covered
look
in
like?
blood. One of the jackets that had been found, unfortunately, had Evelyn's blood type on it. In May of 1954, the police decided to do a mass lie detector test of high school boys to see if they could find more information on Evelyn. They planned on doing 1,750 tests, but they stopped at 300 and still had no more information on Evelyn than they did before. After his arrest, it was suspected that maybe Ed Gein had something to do with her disappearance, but he absolutely denied any involvement in it. He passed lie detector tests, and after a search of his property, he was cleared. Despite this, some people still consider him a suspect.
Jeez.
Throughout the years, multiple people tried coming forth about her disappearance, but were all eventually cleared. After about 25 years, her parents had completely given up hope of ever finding her again. To this day, Evelyn's case still remains unsolved.
Hey, look, a pizza. You gotta let him into your house now.
These are videos humans were never meant to see, part
I'm
1.
a pizza.
The video that I'm about to show you shows what happens to being exposed to radiation for too long,
Yeah,
which would
radiation
then leave
poisoning.
behind your shadow. But
Yeah.
that's not the scary part about the video.
Hiroshima,
The
they
man who was
have
doing the experiment in this video died 3 days after, but the scientist said it had nothing to do
shadows
with the
imprinted on the
experiment.
ground from the
But
blast.
it actually did, and he got radiation poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
She's moving. He's moving. I'm out of here. Oh my god, that's weird. Yeah, I'm out of Ohio. Open wide. What?
And I open the fridge and there's nothing to eat, but I haven't been grocery shopping in 3 weeks.
I wouldn't be grocery shopping in 3 weeks. We've been on a trip for 2 weeks. We only need one more trip.
Yep, so go check out that video that we just...
It's
on
an
the back
hour
of this
long.
book.
Almost an hour.
Yeah, that is it's an hour. It's like 30 minutes long, and it took a long time.
Hey guys, you want to see a tattoo that I gave him?
No.
Okay. Inappropriate.
Yeah, he gave me an inappropriate sussy tattoo with a face on
It's
it.
only that boys have.
Yep, you can probably think about what that is.
Think about it in the comments. Tell us what it is.
No, don't tell us.
Definitely tell us. Definitely.
No, do not tell us what that is in the comments. We will get heavily searched by the police. No!
It's a pretty sick tattoo. It's a man. Yeah, it's a man. Nobody can see it.
Yeah, you can't see it. It's on my shoulder. It's like on the very tip of my shoulder.
I did a really good job, didn't I?
Yeah, he did a good job. You can probably see his shoulder.
He's strong. Show him myself. Ooh, yeah, SS Sniper was definitely coming for that.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day, and I will see you later.
Subscribe! Forgot that part.
Subscribe!